Hi everyone, welcome. Just like I did last Sunday, I'm gonna go over last night's shows and review them and the results. See if I totally agree with everything that was decided. And we're gonna start with Moldova, which was the first country to select their winner. The national final show was quite early yesterday. It started at 6 CET. And so they saw the victory of Natalia Barber within the middle. So she won over what was expected to be the favorite. Well, you can see here the stars, I guess, but few favorites. And Anti Princess was the one that stood out the most from what I've seen online from the fans, but she didn't win. She didn't win, and that's actually that's caused actually quite an issue because now there's been a complaint filed by Valeria Pasha because, and rightfully so, because, well, as you can see, she won the public vote, whereas Natalia won the jury vote, and it wasn't specified beforehand by the producers of the show whether, in this case, jury favorite would win over the public's favorite. And that's quite annoying and quite an issue because basically when you use a system that reduces jury votings and televote scores to points from, well, actually here it was from 0 to 12, obviously it's a configuration that will induce lots of ties. As a matter of fact, you can see it wasn't the only one because there are two songs. Where is it? There are two songs further down the ranking that actually got into a tie as well with 9 points. And actually, if we compare them, you see that, well, this one was awarded the sixth position, this one the fifth position, and it follows the fact that this one was more heavily supported by the public than this one. But the thing is, if I understood and remember the Eurovision results well, in this case, this one should have been fifth because the 6 points there supersedes the rest of the points there. But it's not quite the case for the first two. But the first two, indeed, if it wasn't made clear beforehand that the jury winner would be the winner, then of course she has the right, Valeria has the right to complain. But knowing it's Moldova, I don't think now that the winner has been proclaimed, there's going to be much of a change. But it's very annoying with that kind of processes because now if we take a look on Wikipedia, we can see the actual televote numbers and actual televote figures, and Valeria got more than twice the number of public votes than Natalia. And this is literally what's wrong with this system. Because, I mean, if it was a prorata of the actual votes that they got, Valeria would have obviously won by very far. But now, it's running as if it was just decided arbitrarily almost that Natalia would go. So she won. But we've not heard the end of it. We'll see what the Moldovan broadcaster says about this. But yeah, we always have to come across some sort of scandal because a Eurovision national final season without a scandal isn't one, actually. In any case, I really don't mind about the result. I like the fact that Natalia won. I was supporting her, but I was supporting Varia Pasha just as much. I'm not sure if I had a proper favorite and liked one more than the other. Maybe Natalia more than the other, but then it doesn't prevent me from thinking that what's happening is unfair. And that's all I say for Moldova now. Spent quite enough of time on it. We can now move on to the second show that happened last night. Can I move on to the second show that happened last night? And it was Estonia Still Low and 5 minutes and Pulip winning, unsurprisingly, because we knew it would be. We knew this would happen right from the semi-finals because those guys were heavily supported right from the start. So I really didn't mind their victory. It was expected. I liked more than the song itself. I like the entertaining factor of this. It's fine. I have to say that I'm annoyed. I might have been part of those people because I've not been so nice about Windows 95 Man when I did a video on Finland. And well, it's not that I don't get what, and it's something that I find annoying, and that would maybe I would include myself in this, but I don't get why there's quite some snobism in supporting and enjoying and liking this, and not supporting, liking, and enjoying the Finnish entry because they're literally in the same category. And well, it can be, and it has to be more subtle than that. This, you can tell, is just some pure. I'm trying to explain myself in this because I'm saying that there's quite some inconsistency as to why some fans will worship one and execrate the other, and that would include me once again. But this is like pure fun. You can tell that it's like it's made for entertainment, but in a in the most in the I was gonna say in the purest of way, if you see what I mean. When I'm thinking back to what I was sharing on Windows 95 Man, um, when I did a video for Finland, I was saying that this act was absolutely terrible because it was a parody, and it felt like a parody and something that you could have seen in the story of Saga Fired, the Eurovision parody movie made by Will Ferrell. So this this doesn't quite feel like a parody. It's like, we're coming as we are, absolutely insane, crazy dudes. It's like we are the winners of Eurovision. It's like United.lt from 2006. And the second one is like, look at me. I am playing a character. I am trying to attract attention on me. The name alone, like, it's Windows 95 Man. Obviously, it's gonna attract some attention. The attention seeking with the Finnish act is much more aggressive than for this one. And this act feels more genuine. That's how I would explain why maybe people, me included, would prefer and enjoy more the victory of this, or the fact that this is going to Eurovision, than the other one. Not all the results have been entered on the grids yet on Wikipedia, but we do have the detailed results from the jury members. There were 9 of them this year. And you can see that, well, it wasn't that obvious for the jury that the band was the was winning, literally, because they came third with the jury. But obviously, the televote saved this, and when you see the results at the super final, obviously they won by six. They won with 60% of the televotes. That's more than half what Holly got in the second place, and Nelis got 11%. Nelis gave a very strong, very convincing, and vocally flawless performance. It was just perfect. So when I was watching this last night, I was blown away, and I was like, I really wouldn't be surprised if somehow she made it into the top three, and she did. But yeah, I'm glad that these guys are sent to represent Estonia. Their song come in a very difficult general context and difficult circumstances, and songs like this are really needed in this year's contest. Yeah. So that's it for Estonia, I guess. I don't have much more to say. Uh, what I think about Oli, I shared in the review, the music, the songs review video. Oli is like, as I said, I don't know if I actually said it in the video or online on the tweets. His song from last year was much better than what he had this year, and yet Bridges was the better choice. I still stand by that. Oli's case is that, sometimes you just have to come at the right place and the right time, and none of those occasions were his. Maybe you should try again in the future and hopefully come with something better. And that's about it, really. I remember saying that I had um, a special interest, yes, in Daniel's song. He finished sixth or fifth, sixth. Uh, well, him advancing to super final would have been quite a huge surprise already. So, and I wasn't going into it thinking it would do wonders. It was the live performance was absolutely beautiful, but I knew that there wasn't much there for him to actually reach the final stages of the competition. Now I think we can close the chapter on this and move on to the next country. Next country that made a decision last night. As a selection, as a final, was Denmark that decided to send Saba with Sand. I'm really happy about this. Really, really happy. Obviously, because she was my favorite in the competition. My favorite. She was my favorite together with Rosie Lube. Rosie Lube managed to make it in the super final. We can see the detailed results here. So yeah, all the set are the same. So there's been apparently, and I have not seen much of that, but on Facebook apparently there's been some backlash from the Danish public that were more heavily supporting Basim to go represent them again. So thankfully the jury were there. I think the producers of the show gave a very fair explanation as to why Saba is the righteous winner and why she's the one that's going to go to Malmö to represent Denmark. We keep having, it's almost on a systematically now, this debate about the shared power in the results from between the televote and the jury. And well, as much as I think that stuff, as much as I think that things need to be set straight for countries like Moldova, because this kind of scandal just can't be happening. Um, there's nothing to set straight in Denmark. His explanation was absolutely fair, and I really stand by that. Uh, the public knew the drill beforehand, and yeah, it's just the way it is. Thankfully, but that's a matter of opinion. The jury were there to pick the best song, but even then, if they think that the jury and the televote should be shared 50-50, then so be it. It's like Norway, if they think that the televote should get 60% and the jury 30%, then so be it. I don't have anything to say about that, because when you systematically feel like you have to throw the debate once again on the table, it means that you're literally getting carried by your tastes. And in such circumstances, you really need to be detached actually from those and think this is how it's going to be like, regardless of whoever we have, whatever song we have. We know beforehand that's how it's going to happen, and that's it. And so that's why don't have any problem with Denmark or Norway, even though the result wasn't gonna go my way in Denmark. Um, I think the explanation is very fair, and I'm happy to move on like this with them. So great choice for Denmark. I really hope she's gonna make it the final. That said, I don't think this live performance was that overwhelming, that outstanding. She really needs to work on stuff because it feels like the light show made up for almost everything. She really felt like vocally it wasn't perfect at all. And the stage presence as well was quite feeble. She was literally getting drowned by all those lights and this spectacular light show, and that's not what she wants. She needs to develop a stronger stage presence and really own a presence and a song and a voice, because so far on all three performances that she did last night, there's quite some remarkable bits of the song when she was barely singing, and when she was, I don't know if it's stress, but she was like a sheep barely daring to open her mouth to sing, and that's just, it might have worked because the song is strong enough and the visuals of the staging was strong enough for her to win this selection. But is it gonna fly that high at Eurovision? I'm not so sure. And that's all that I'm gonna have to say for Denmark. The next we had last night. Obviously, he made everyone's night. Really, it's Silvester Belt in Lithuania who won with Luktelk. Do have yeah, the detailed results. So we can see here that Kaboom just missed the super final by a few points, but not by much at all. And then when the super final came, we only 100% public voting, he won. He won, and actually, when you combine both the total of votes gathered by Shower and the total of votes gathered by the group, well, he did score even more than the two of them together. So it was really a televote sweep, and you can feel that pretty much the whole country is going to be behind him uh, at Eurovision. That's a great thing. Pretty much like in Estonia, you can feel that the national support for that guy is going to be really heavy and really strong, which is a great thing. It was very uniting for the fandom as well. Actually, I think in general, concerning the finals, it was the most uniting set of results we've had this season so far since the beginning, since December. So that's great. Will you stop? So, so, um, so yeah, it was the best Super Saturday we've had, and it's very unlikely that we're going to have more of them now because from what I've seen someone say online, there's not going to be other Saturdays that are going to be so packed with selection shows. So I hope everyone enjoyed this one because, yeah, there are not going to be as many shows at the same time on the next Saturdays. So yeah, kudos for Lithuania for picking a nice song. I remember talking about this last week when I was quickly reviewing what was to come, and my initial feeling about Luck Telk is that, well, it's fine enough, and I was like, I wouldn't mind if this qualified for the final, so we did. I remember that I, however, had two songs that I liked more in his semi than his, but it grew on me. He's got quite some gravitas and a real stage presence, and the music is just very good. He's in to get a very good result, I think, in Malmo, and I feel great about Lithuania sending him. Um, he's got a great chance of doing even better than Monica Linkite that already had done unexpectedly well last year. So I'm glad. I'm really happy. Lithuania is one of those countries that have had quite some trouble in the past, and it's always refreshing to see countries like Lithuania going through some very positive periods. And I wish Silvester Belt's experience at Eurovision will greatly carry on uh, in and contribute in this positive period of them um, continuing for a while. Apart from the finals last night, otherwise we've had a couple of selection shows that are at the that still are at the semi-final stages, and the thing is, I haven't heard them at all. Maybe I should make a different video for those. That's what I'm gonna do. So we'll wrap it up for this one. Thank you very much for following as usual. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. The giveaway thing is still going on, so leave a comment if you want to win a Eurovision giveaway. It can be a surprise of any kind. One of the first 10 people to do so will win. So I'll see you very soon for other Eurovision news. And until then, take care. Bye bye.